Hi, I am Paul Chartier, and this is Heart of Gold. We have great people from the Alzheimer's Association. How are you?
Thank you. Doing well. How are you?
Alex?
Yes.
Nice to see you.
Nice
Susan
to see
Neville,
you.
a good friend of mine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're the chair of the walk this year.
Co-chair. Yep.
Co-chair.
Yes.
Who's the other person?
Amber Lakin.
And she doesn't like to be involved in cameras, so she's not here
We
right
all take
now.
turns.
Yeah.
We all take turns. Who's
Okay, well,
available? Who's
good.
not?
Yeah.
Her little one started kindergarten today.
So she couldn't miss that.
No.
They'll sleep well tomorrow.
Yeah.
Alex, you're with the association.
Yes.
And you've got a little bit of purple on.
I do.
You look great.
Nonverbals are very important. Thank you.
I picked up on that. The previous folks, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, they kind of are similar in terms of what happens with age and losing abilities. How long have you been with the Alzheimer's Association?
I've got a fun story about that. I actually started as an intern when I was in college several years ago. Stayed on as volunteer, stayed active, and then I kind of joke that they couldn't get rid of me, so they put me on the payroll. So I've been with the association professionally a little over 2 years.
George Costanza from Seinfeld did the same thing. They tried to fire him and he wouldn't leave,
Yeah.
and they just stuck around.
Yeah.
It's funny that that can be a more common way of people working their way up. They come in as an intern, as a volunteer. They love it so much. And what do you gravitate towards with the Alzheimer's folks?
I actually lost my grandmother to Alzheimer's disease a little over 5 years ago. So it's just really awesome for me to be able to go into work every day and do it in her honor and fight for that cure that I wish she could have had.
So it's a job, but it's a passion too.
Yes, very much so.
And Susan, you're the co-chair, I hear, of the walk.
Yep.
When's the walk going to happen?
August the 25th,
Okay, where?
downtown in the courthouse pavilion, I guess is what.
Yes.
At registration starts at 9.
And thousands of people will come out.
Yep.
And what's going to happen? Speeches, a walk only, 5Ks that run to. How does that?
Oh no, we
manifest
don't
itself?
do the running.
No,
We
no,
want the
no athletes involved.
No, I mean if people want to run it, by all means, they're
Yeah.
more than welcome. But kind of the idea behind doing a walk, because we get asked pretty often, why don't we do a 5K instead? We want it to be friendly for the person with dementia.
Okay.
And I can't run a 5K. I'm 24 and definitely don't have dementia, and let alone someone that has Alzheimer's disease, especially those mid to late stages. That's not an option for them. So we want it to be friendly for all people that want to be involved with us.
When people have Alzheimer's, and your Silver Lexington, I'm sure, touches
Yep.
families that are going through this. How do families see it? How do they recognize it? And then what can you do to help the individual and the family?
I think the first thing that you really need to think about if you think that your loved one might be showing symptoms is if they're interfering with daily life. Again, I'm in my 20s. Sometimes I forget where I park my car at the mall. I'm that guy with the beeper trying to figure out which aisle my car is in. It's more of a problem if you forget what your keys are or what those do, or you're getting behind in bills, or you're not recognizing people that you've been around your whole life. A lot of wandering disorientation, things like that, I think are the big signs for that. As the Alzheimer's Association, we're the third leading funder of research in the world, only behind the U.S. and Chinese governments. So that's where a lot of the money that we're raising goes. And then we also do a lot of educational programming for persons with dementia and their caregivers as well, through social engagements, family caregiver workshops, legal financial planning, and we also have a 24/7 helpline.
And what's that helpline? We're going to put it up on the screen.
Okay.
Okay, we'll put it up on the screen. And so you don't need to memorize that.
Yeah, I've got the rest of it. I've got our tax ID memorized, but I don't have the.
So if anybody wants to pay your taxes,
Yeah,
they
right.
can just
Yeah,
put
yeah.
the tax ID number and send it a blank check. They're good to go. But it's a nonprofit. I just want the money back. Give me the refund. So for families that have Alzheimer's, what safety net do you have for them when they're going through something that can be very excruciating?
I think the biggest thing, and Susan, I think you'll agree with me, is the sense of support. Alzheimer's and other dementias are very isolating, and there's still a lot of stigma about it. People don't want to talk about it, and people's brains and thoughts are very sacred. So the idea of losing your integrity in that way is very scary, not only for the person with dementia, their caregiver as well. So we need people to be open to getting help and to telling their story and helping others, so that we can raise more awareness and help others.
All the money that's been raised through the fundraising, what advances have been made in the last 5, 10, 20 years?
There are a lot of things that have been going on. Alzheimer's was actually only discovered in 1906, so as far as diseases go, it's relatively new that we really even know about it. Back kind of in that point before that, what you were just mentioned, you can even get a full Alzheimer's diagnosis without an autopsy. One of the biggest things now that we're learning is that there are a lot of biomarkers to figure out if someone has the disease. So they're having neural light filaments in their spinal fluid, or we're like being able to just look at those different things. PET scans, we can tell kind of where the amyloids and the plaques are building up in the brain. So those are really big advances. We just had some statistically significant research come out about heart health and reducing your risk of dementia as well. So there are a lot of really great things in the pipeline. Again, we're the third leading funder of research, so there are thousands of projects out there worldwide, but those are the kind of the big ones that people like to hear about.
Great resource, New York. I mean,
Thank
you're
you.
like crazy.
Yeah.
I'm believing most of it.
Yes.
That's great.
Oh, most of
Yes.
it.
I'm just kidding. Just seeing if you're listening. You do not have dementia. The walk, how did you get involved in the walk?
I joined the walk committee in about 2010 and just
You
became.
got hooked?
I got
Yeah,
hooked.
yeah.
And with my career choice, I work with a lot of families that have family members that have the disease, and then I have my own friends that have family members with the disease, and so I've just become passionate about it. And I think it's so sad when, you know, our memories are so special, and for somebody to lose those as they age in life, it's just very sad to me. And so I've just become an advocate and stayed committed to the walk, and this is the second time, or maybe third, that I've either chaired or co-chaired or been a part of it. So
Once you get Susan, you don't let her go.
yeah.
I know what you mean, and you mentioned your real job where you do a lot of interaction with people across the gamut, the elderly.
Yep.
In the Alzheimer's section, what do you see? What are you able to help with? How are the family members dealing with the caregiver side, that you're a child and it's like, oh my gosh, my parents got Alzheimer's now, how does that affect me?
Right. I think one of the biggest things that I see is having that conversation of when is mom or dad not safe at home, or when they become an elopement risk, what do we do? Caregiver fatigue, when it just becomes too much. That's what I see with the families that I work with, and getting them the help and resources that they need. And the Alzheimer's Association is a huge one. It's the biggest one.
We will be putting this, the phone number on the screen and the website as well. Do you happen to know the website?
The website for our chapter is alz.org/KYIN. We're the Greater Kentucky and Southern Indiana chapter.
Okay, so
covers all that.
alz.org/KYIN.
org/KYIN.
Okay. What does your week look like? When you're helping people every week, what do you do?
Well, I personally work in development, and it's different for me. Sometimes I get a bad rap because people just think I'm after their money. But again, the whole mission is very important to me, being able to connect people with the services that we offer, the services
Absolutely.
that they need. But I cover all of Central and Eastern Kentucky with the Walk to End Alzheimer's. I have 4 events personally, and then with the Longest Day is a chapter-wide event as well. So I'm going out all over the state, getting people involved in fundraising, helping them foster a sense of hope by being able to give back and get involved in an event, and have that support system built in. So it's really beneficial for me to go out and just be able to meet people and tell them about what we do and match them with the services that we offer that they need.
It's not fun giving money, but when you have someone who is as compassionate and enthusiastic
Yeah.
about taking care of these people, what kind of reaction do you get when you travel around Central and Eastern Kentucky?
I mean, it's really great when it's so humbling to hear the stories of the people that have been affected and lost their loved ones, or that are still caring for their loved ones, and being able to share our stories. Once you've loved someone with Alzheimer's, you get it.
Yeah.
You get it, and you just
Yeah.
kind of have a connection. You know, it can be someone you just met that you ran into in the grocery store, and you just kind of have this understanding. I get it all the time. I wear my purple or my Walk to End Alzheimer's t-shirts to the grocery store or the DMV, and people stop me and say,
That's
hey, are
amazing.
you involved with that? I lost my grandmother or my dad, or hey, my neighbor even, and people want to get involved.
I'm seeing signs all over town about the walk. And Susan, again, talk about the walk, the date, how to sign up, and what happens the day of the walk.
The walk is August the 25th, so it's coming up in a couple weeks. You can go to the website, register your team. It's not too late. it's never too late to start fundraising, and show up on the 25th by 9 o'clock. And you can even register that day, but doing it ahead of time is probably best.
Yes, and there's no registration fee or fundraising minimum.
Right.
So we want any
I was
and
just gonna
all.
ask.
Yeah, we want any and all to be able to come and participate. Like you mentioned, people taking care of their parents. We've got a lot of people in that sandwich generation that are taking care of their kids at the same time, and they're still working and doing all these things. They might not have time to fundraise, but we still want them to be able to come out and be a part of our day with the Walk to End Alzheimer's, and it's so beautiful. One of my favorite things about the day is our Promise Garden ceremony.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes.
I was going to say the
Love
same
the Promise
thing.
Garden ceremony. We realize that everyone has a different reason to walk to end Alzheimer's. So if you're like me and you've lost someone to Alzheimer's or dementia, you get a purple flower when you come in. If you are a caregiver to a person with dementia or another type of Alzheimer's even, or Alzheimer's or another type of dementia, I got that a little bit backwards there, then you have a yellow flower. If you maybe just believe in the vision of a world without Alzheimer's, you have an orange flower. And then we have a few little blue flowers that are able to come and join us that day that are persons that are living with dementia. And
That
they
gets
come
you.
out. Oh, it's so powerful. And we have a representative on the stage, and everyone lifts their flowers up in the air. So at the Lexington Walk, you'll look around and you'll see 1,999 other people out there that care about it as much as you do. And it's so liberating and humbling to see that you're not alone and that other people care about it too.
And for you to be traveling as much as you do, seeing all these people, meeting great people, great support people, then to have it all come together in one place has to be so invigorating
Yeah, it
for
is.
you to
It
say
is.
what I'm doing is really making a difference.
Every day.
alz.org/KYIN.
Yes.
You got it.
You got it.
No dementia yet. Come to the walk on that Saturday morning.
Please
August
do.
And then
25th.
you've got great other events coming up that people can find on the website.
Yeah, like I said, we have 12 walks across our chapter, and then the walks are done on a team fundraising basis. So we have teams all over the state that are going out and holding golf scrambles, yard sales. Susan did a really awesome movie night. She aired Willy Wonka at the Kentucky Theater.
It was awesome.
Fun.
It was so fun,
Yeah.
made a killing. But people can turn any and everything into a fundraiser. So just be aware of other opportunities in the community to support us.
Alzheimer's is grateful to have you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I'm not done. And Susan, you too.
Thank you.
I am Paul Chartier. Thanks for watching Heart of Gold. Go to the website, come out to the walk. It should be a great day, and support Alzheimer's.
Thank
Ladies,
you.
thank you. Have a great
Thank
day.
you.
Thank you.